Hi everyone. So yesterday I made a video about, well, if it is advisable to treat ADHD only with, the stuff that is not actual pills. So that means organization, planning, journaling, keeping notes, stuff like that, just general organization of life. And what I also said in the video was that I think these things are extremely important, not only for ADHD, but for everyone, and that we all should try to incorporate them in our daily lives. So I wanted to make a video a little bit more in detail about these things, or maybe several videos because it's too large of a topic. So today I just wanted to go in general mostly about how to approach new habits, and now this is mostly going to be about note keeping, how it applies to note keeping and having a calendar basically, because these two things often, well, combine into one, especially if you're using your calendar on your phone or your computer. So let's get into it. So you have probably seen many of the videos about, keeping notes, keeping calendar, just organizing your life in general. For example, bullet journal, that's extremely favorite. Like, you can find videos from thousands of people about it. And I really don't want to go thread the same water again, because everything that can be said was basically said, but for one thing. And that thing, I think, is crucially important for people like me that have problem keeping the notes in the first place. Because these videos seem to imply that you just need to find the perfect system for you, right? Like, you just go on a search and you find the perfect system that works for you, and then now you're great at note keeping, you're great at organizing your time. But I think that that's just not true at all, because the system itself has very little to do with the habit that you need to form. And the habit is what people like me lack. I don't lack it anymore, but recently I have. And so this video is mainly to help people that, like me, have problems just doing that stuff. They don't really want to do it, they forget about it, and over the course of their lives they started 50 different journals and notebooks, and each of them has 3 pages filled in, and then they are forgotten forever. Or maybe not forever, but for a long time. And when they are discovered, they are just a memento, not a useful thing anymore. So yeah, the main problem is that it's not about finding the perfect system, in my opinion. I actually think that it's the opposite of what you need to do. I think that you need to restrict yourself from using these best-in-class, top-notch systems. Because what it comes down to is your habit to use them. So what I would recommend is just do it poorly. Just do it immediately and extremely poorly. If you have to, just do it intentionally poorly. Just grab a crap piece of paper that's lying somewhere on the ground and start making notes on it. Just to do today, I need to do this, I need to do that, and put that on the crap piece of paper that you can't even fit it on. That is the start that I recommend. And I'm basing this on multiple big picture ideas, like taking the first step before you are actually ready. Because what often happens is that people just don't take the first step at all and instead search for the perfect system. And even if they find them, they often think that it's just too much of a chore. How is it possible? It's the best system out there. I still don't want to do it. So that means that I just, will never keep notes. I will never be organized, because not even with this perfect system it works. But again, I think the opposite is true. Just imagine how many people, instead of taking action, just binge watch motivational videos, and they get lulled into this false sense of achievement that they have watched motivational videos for 3 hours instead of doing something and then making a comment that this today it starts, I'm pumped, yeah, and tomorrow they have another cheesecake and the workout is skipped. Or like with workout, yeah, you have so many workout videos for pro bodybuilders mostly. Like some of them are for beginners and some of them are just in detail. And many people that are like 250 pounds and just want to lose a bit of weight, instead of doing something that can be summed up in like 10 seconds, just eat right, lift heavy, do cardio, sleep enough, and be consistent. Done in 10 seconds. But instead they go on a binge watching spree, and after they are finished they're like, 50 grams of protein before I work out, and okay, 76 seconds, 12 reps, and then I do 16 reps before even doing the first rep at all. And that's a problem, because it's not just that the advice is not for them, it's for like bodybuilders that have been doing it for 5 years and can't gain anything without actually using these minute details. But it's actually hurting them, because if you don't even have the capacity to make yourself go to the gym 5 times or at least 3 times a week, you don't have time to worry about this nonsense. It's not nonsense, but about this nonsense for your situation. And that is going to throw you off completely. So you end up in the analysis paralysis, as it is often called. Because you cannot theorize your way to the next step. You can't skip a step. You need to do the stuff, like make your 5th video that is terrible, like this one, and just go with it. Because if I watch a channel with 10 million subs and I'm like, oh, I'll never be like them. Yeah, sure, I may not be like them now, but with each video I will take a small step and I will actually take it. And I can't theorize the step. I can know every angle and every bump on that step in front of me, the first step of the staircase, but I still am just a weirdo looking at stairs, standing on the bottom. And then comes some rando and he just walks up the stairs. He doesn't know the angle, he doesn't know each bump, but he just walks up. And this really gets people, like the negative jealousy just starts boiling. Oh, he didn't look at his posture, he tripped over there. Oh, what an idiot. I know this so much better. This really brings the worst out of people. The rando just walks up, not knowing. Maybe he tripped, maybe his posture wasn't correct. But there's usually a whole crowd of these weirdos staring at steps and criticizing the person who is actually walking up while they are still at the bottom. Don't be a weirdo that is looking at stairs. Be the rando that is trying to climb them. And how does this all relate to note keeping? What I suggest is you start, as I said, with a crap piece of paper. And you will soon realize, like the next day, then you check it off, you see that, well, I don't have any more space to put today on, so that's annoying, so I'll just take another paper, right? So you are just putting it on another paper, and that's not really great either, so you can't really put the future stuff in. Like you want to remember to do something next week, where do you put that? So maybe you should take another paper and just mark it with dates. Because you want to put this stuff somewhere, and that's not really great either, because when you put it like this, then the papers get lost and the dates get all confused because they have no structure. And so you want something more structured, so maybe you get a real notebook, with dates and a calendar, and you put it in there, and now you have been doing it for a few days and you feel like, oh, this is much easier, this is much better than it used to be. And but I still tend to forget about stuff, so maybe I would need a notification. Oh, I have a phone, so I can put it in my calendar, maybe do a double entry and actually put it on paper and put it in my phone so I really remember, and I also have a notification. This is great. And I think you are starting to see my point, because this is natural progress. This is how we develop discipline through challenge, through obstacle, and overcoming it. By the way, you know what welfare usually means for zoo animals. The enhanced cages, for example, what that is, it's obstacles. It's obstacles for the animal to get food. That's what we call welfare. Because it is. Because it's a challenge that they need to do. Because if they are given everything, if they start on the perfect spot, like when you find the perfect system, it's just a chore. There is nothing more to do. You have adopted something that works perfectly, and you're done. And it's just annoying, and you don't even have the skills, the habits to use it properly. So if you do it the other way around and start with a terrible system, by the time you arrive through this evolutionary process, basically, to the perfect system, you have already got the habit that you need to use it properly. So again, I think that's all basically. Don't be the weirdo that stares at stairs, and don't just fixate on the top stair, because you need to take each one for the last one to make sense. Tomorrow I'll try to focus more on journaling. See you later.